Hello everyone, welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the 7-day love outlook for Cancer. Alright, Thursdays are water sign days. Last week I missed you guys, sorry. I was just getting up and running again, doing my readings, my regular readings. But Thursdays are water sign days, so I'll be doing Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces today. So let's just take a look now. We're going to see what the next 7 days hold in the area of love for you, Cancer. We're going to look at your mind, body, heart, and soul, and where those are at, okay, in the area of love, okay, how you're approaching, what you're putting out there, okay, what the situation is, and hopefully you'll resonate with this reading. Alright, straight out the center we have the Hermit covered with Justice. Wow. Start at the bottom. We're going to do body, heart, mind, and soul. Okay, so 10 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Swords. Wow. And 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck you have 2 of Wands. This 2 of Wands has been coming out all week for the readings. Fire sign, earth sign, air signs, and now water signs. Really a lot of the readings, and it's interesting because everybody's ready to move forward, right? It seems like everyone has this kind of like certainly everyone coming to my channel for readings, the two of Wands is so prominent because it's like ready to grab the world and to make the world, you know, your oyster basically, right? Go out. The seed has been planted. It's ready. You're ready to move forward in a very warlike way, even because the 2 of Wands is Mars in Aries energy. All right, so Cancer, interesting, right? It's been a tough old time here. I want to say for some of you, you've gone through a bit of betrayal. 3 of Swords. You've definitely gone through carrying some burdens. Let's take a look at the center. You have Hermit energy covered with Justice. So Hermit and the Justice card, you have definitely been isolated, off on your own. Hermit energy, right? Just really sort of focused inward on your own sort of path, whether that path is spiritual or working on yourself emotionally. It could just be living a hermited sort of, not maybe isolated, but more of solitude, right? Living a life of solitude. You don't necessarily need to be isolated to have solitude. You can be social and go out and go around and work every day, but still live a bit of a solitude, a life of solitude in the sense that you kind of just stay to your own. You're staying to yourself. And this has been you. And in regard to love, this next 7 days, this is you. Right? You're kind of staying away, staying back, not reaching out. Justice is covering you. So there's an issue of balance that needs to come in. There's a rebalancing that needs to come in. And that's what justice is. You know, when justice comes in, it's basically making a situation that is unjust or unbalanced, balanced, you know. It's the card for Libra. And so I want to say that, yeah, there has been something going on here in terms of your love life where perhaps there's been some extremes happening, right? And sometimes justice can even indicate officialdom, right? If you're going through something like a divorce or separation, you know, getting the paperwork done or getting the agreement done, right? Doing the mediation, etc. But here it just really feels like... it feels like, you know, you're kind of, over the next 7-day period, you're going to be sort of responding to something that has happened to you in your love life, an injustice that has happened to you in your love life. And over this next 7 days, not only will you be pulling away and sort of into your own, but there will be a rebalancing that comes in some form or another, right? And it's going to be quite tangible. Could be information coming in that sort of clears everything up or that rebalances everything, or even it could be an event or some consequence that comes in. You know, justice sometimes shows up as a consequence of an action that was negative or an action that brought imbalance to your life. So there's some consequence coming this week that is going to rebalance your feelings. body and mind. Well, in your mind, Three of Swords, and in your body, Ten of Wands. So carrying a lot of burdens you have. In your body, you've really been carrying a lot of, I want to say, just a lot of hang-ups, a lot of burdens. Some of you may have been feeling very kind of like sort of beset with your own kind of hang-ups, right? Ten of Wands can represent burdens we carry, you know, just responsibilities, but sometimes it can also be things, or I want to say ways of behaving, right? That you've just been carrying with you. And for you, this may have been happening like to the degree that, you know, just the way you've been sort of going about love, right? You've been taking a lot on, carrying a lot on your back, right? Maybe even feeling guilty, carrying responsibilities for things that aren't yours to be responsible for. And over this next 7-day period, and this is in the area of your body, earth, right, of your love life, it's going to be enough. You know, 10 is also a completion. It'll be kind of like you've had enough, right? You know, you're going to be able to let go finally of all of this. There may be the straw that broke the camel's back, and I want to say in your mind it could be this, the Three of Swords, because you have in your head position or mind position, right? Position of air also, Three of Swords. So somebody's really betrayed you, right? Somebody has betrayed you, and that betrayal is going to be sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. So you may have been carrying a lot of sort of again, burdens, a lot of sort of things on your psyche and your spirit, you know, like for instance, being in a relationship could be that you were connected with somebody and it's like everything that they did, you blamed yourself, right? If they didn't treat you well, then you blamed yourself. That's another wand that you're carrying. Or if they didn't, you know, if you didn't, they would maybe gaslight you, right? Oh, if I'm a better Cancer lover, then they won't do this, right? Just these kind of like psychological hang-ups and burdens we carry, right? Or I need to always take care of them in this way to keep them happy, sort of thing, right? And so this betrayal is going to be enough for you to finally say, no, enough is enough, right? You're going to lay down all the other burdens that you've been carrying because of that Three of Swords betrayal that's coming. A lot of times that Ten of Wands, you can see that he's kind of falling forwards, right? You can't really see the road. And that's the thing also, is when you take on a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility, especially like sort of psychological responsibility, guilt and things like that, emotional responsibility, emotional burdens, right? Like that come from sort of interacting, you know, in a love, we're talking about love situation. What ends up happening also, you just get blinded, you know, you get into this pattern of behaving a certain way or responding a certain way to a dysfunctional partner or a partner where there is a challenge, right? And responding in unhealthy ways like this, carrying things that you don't need to carry, you then end up not being able to see where you're at anymore. You're not able to see the road in front of you anymore. And that's where relationships can get very confused. And so, again, that Three of Swords is very much going to be sort of like an eye-opener, right? And you pull away. Hermit energy. You pull away. Enough is enough. Some of you may have even been physically, like working a lot, supporting the partner, right? Carrying burdens like that to keep them happy. They may be, you know, that's an example, may have been unwilling to work, and so you're working 3 different jobs. So you're literally carrying sort of physical burdens in response to this connection. Now, Wheel of Fortune and Five of Swords comes in your heart and soul. So in your heart, you are ready sort of to, I'm going to say you're ready to be open to a new opportunity, right? You're ready to take a chance also, right? You're ready to take a chance. You're ready to, you know, to believe in your own good fortune in your heart, because I believe, again, you're walking away, you're pulling away, right? Now, this could be in response to one connection you have with somebody, or just in response to maybe the way you've been acting in general in your love life. There may have been several people in your love life that have sort of, where it's been unhealthy connections, right? Because this also feels like a reading for a Cancer. It's just coming to an awareness about the type of connections you've been having in your love life. So this Three of Swords, this betrayal does not necessarily have to be, I don't feel like it's necessarily with a partner that you have right now and that they sort of cheated on you, but it's a kind of, it's a betrayal for sure. That has happened with someone you have a connection with. And so it's making you generally pull away from the type of people you've been dealing with. But in your heart, you are willing to believe that your luck is turning, that if you make the right moves and get deeper within yourself and perhaps spend some of that time alone to figure yourself out with that Hermit energy, that the right thing will come along. And in your spirit, you've had enough. In your spirit, Five of Swords is having had enough. You know, Five of Swords is, look, realizing that you've been dealing with people who are underhanded, perhaps the way they interact with you. They're not true to their word. They use, you know what I mean? They're not playing fairly. They're not playing the game fairly. You know, and a lot of times we talk about the game, you know what I mean? When we talk about love or dating or that part of our life, right? And in a way, sometimes it can feel like a game because some people play games, you know, and, you know, they change the rules on you. And this is like all opening up to you this week, all right? If you're resonating with this reading. And it's basically making you realize that, hang on a second, this betrayal right here is the one that's making you wake up and say, I've had enough of carrying these burdens in my body and physically, right? That is impacting my spirit. And I've had enough of fighting and bickering and battling with you because I know you're not playing fair, right? I know that, you know what I mean? And again, it feels to me like this is a reading for a Cancer where this could be one specific person or situation, but it could just be a theme that you've had over the course of time with several lovers or several people that you may have become, you know, romantically entwined with, and enough is just enough for you. Show me some clarity on this. Enough is just enough. And Two of Wands is there at the bottom of the deck to show you that moving forward with your passion, when you are true and clear-headed and you're making the right decisions for yourself, and specifically when you're not carrying burdens that aren't yours to carry, you then go forward in power. Okay? Mars, Aries energy. You definitely are going to be coming out of this feeling very empowered, for sure. And again, justice is coming in, so this imbalance is needing to be rectified. Six of Cups, wow. Six of Pentacles. King of Cups, yeah, definitely a lover and a lover's, wow. Okay, so this is definitely a specific connection for some of you because that betrayal, it was your King of Cups. They betrayed you, right? That's who betrayed you. Okay, so King of Cups is strong water energy, it's scorpionic energy, Cancer. So, yeah, that's what's come in. All right, and so yeah, it's enough to make you say, Look at the burden here. Six of Cups. You were in love with this person for sure. There was a lot of affection here. And again, Six of Cups also is the card for long friendship, the card for pleasure. It is a twin flame card as well. A soulmate energy card. So it can also, again, this specific betrayal with a specific person, however, is still impacting how you feel about yourself in terms of, I'm going to say here, the burdens that you've carried with long-term, with people you've known for quite a while, right? Six of Cups sometimes can really indicate and bring a feeling of those that you've been connected with since you were young, whether your souls were young or you were young in this lifetime, right? It just indicates a period of, a long period of having known each other, right? And sort of built, and depending on the reading. In this reading, it feels to me like, yeah, you have carried a lot of burdens for people perhaps that you've known for quite some time, that you've had a lot of affection for, but this betrayal here, it's just so strong that it just sends you right into your hermit and like you just don't want to have anything to do with it right now. Six of Pentacles, with that Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, monetarily, it's interesting. There's a lot of charity there, and that's where you're finding this is in position of your heart. And so in your day to day over the next 7 days, right? There's a feeling of charitableness and working with others that's going to be filling your soul, and that's also going to be bringing an opportunity, perhaps, for a another love connection or a better love connection, or just moving into I want to say a phase or a stage in your life where you are having better connections, where you're having more fair connections. Okay. But in any case, yeah, the Six of Pentacles, it just reminds me that there is something, or there is some work that you do, Cancer, that is filling this. This is your heart that is buoying up your heart, because it doesn't feel like, it's interesting. It doesn't feel like you're crushed from this. This feels more like a wake up call for you, right? This just feels like a wake up call, and it feels like you're gonna be coming out of this very strong. Lovers is coming out of that five of swords. So yeah, the bickering with lovers, right? Various lovers in your life, right? Or perhaps over this last period. I mean, this is not a life reading. This is a 7-day going forward reading. But it does speak to kind of previous to now, right? This next 7 days, you're kind of responding to what's been going on for a little while, which is, that Five of Swords, that bickering with different lovers perhaps that you've had for a run, right, for a period of time, and you're realizing you don't want that anymore. You don't want those kind of connections anymore. You don't want connections with people who are playing unfairly. And it could just be sometimes we say we have a type, right? It just could be that you're realizing that, dealing with certain types of people who embody this kind of energy, is not what you need for as a lover, right? You're coming out of a phase of realizing that you want better, you want more, you want a higher level resonating of love if you're going to connect with somebody or date somebody. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave it at that. This ran a little bit long, but this is your next 7-day outlook. I hope you got some clarity out of it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. But for right now, Cancer, have a good week, and I'll see you guys in your next reading. Bye-bye now.